And tonight, taking on the Big Ten, and that is Thornton way to the cup. 3-point game.
Great composure there. Stewart coming over to try to block that, but Johnson just so crafty with his shot-making ability.
Bruce Thornton probing the defense, steps back and bangs in a three.
Emphasize that Ohio State is struggling with split action and just wanted to encourage his guys to turn it up a notch.
All right, Taylor, they get a badly needed basket, their first in more than 5 minutes. So despite their offensive struggles, guys, they look up, they're only down 5. As we come up on the 11-minute mark now left in the second half. Michi Johnson gets it into the corner. This is Thornton. Splash! Larry left open. A little bit too much. Rebound corralled by Thornton. And that Texas three-point shooting just hasn't been their night. 6 of 22 tonight. Thornton just terrific.
Now he's matched up with Mobley Jr.
That was the 15th foul against Texas, so they've got one more to give. Thornton trying to create some space. Boy, this kid Weaver can be up. Look at Thornton! Supplemental scoring to help Trey Johnson down the stretch. You wonder if they've got anything left in the tank here.
Well, the key is you got to get up and pressure a bit. Thornton using time and then taking his time and doing that.
Remaining. Here's Thornton, who has scored the last 7 points for the Buckeyes. Make it.
What Ohio State wants to do, and what Coach Diebler told us is he's been one of the best guys in practice.
Well, Thornton, but send you out west to close it out. UCLA and Purdue coming up. Purdue then UCLA. Right after us tonight. There's Thornton with the turnaround and mid-range.
The offensive player for picking up his dribble or anything like that.
So Stewart, one of the bigs for Ohio State on the bench. You wonder if you're going to see more of that for Youngstown State. Dines at 7'3". Ohio State grinding their way into the post with the physical point guard Thornton, and that's too easy. Second and third part of our triple header with the non-Big Ten teams. The Jones family. James Jones coaches Yale. His younger brother Joe Jones coaches Boston U. Cool little plot line coming up later tonight. Harper flashed free in the paint for a second. Mobley recovered. Now Royal punches it free. Leading to the break for Thornton. He's slowed up. Steers it back out. Quickly to attack the mid-range.
Gets to the free throw line a heck of a lot too. Wide open three, and Bruce Thornton talked about this, the key. C.J. Welcher's a shooter. He comes off that and shoots the shot that his teammates are expecting. Thornton got it, and the play by Obaseki, who's really been impressive throughout this game. Now 14 points. Tough shot on the other.
Thornton with 3 to shoot, turns, fires, scores.
Largely to stay keyed on to Pizzotto, and they have certainly done that tonight.
Hughes nearly had a great move past Bradshaw, but he missed it. Bruce Thornton. Serpents to the cylinder.
Right back out to Mahaffey. Late shot clock. Ends up with Thornton. Got 3. Not the prettiest possession. Guard that.
I mean, you've got to run him off the line. And you look at the numbers coming into this game. Not that he's not able to drive the ball, but he's 11 of 19 on threes and just 4 of 11 on twos. So you got to lock in, lock and trail, and take away his jumper.
And Ohio State is locked in from 3. They can't. Gregory here to start the second half. What's impressed you most about Ohio State's defense to start the year?
Well, I just think you get too deep in your dribble penetration, and you're a freshman, you're not going to get that call.
Bruce Thornton, man. Wonders letting the traffic clear. The 3 won't go. And Green Bay, normally a very solid three-point shooting team, just 4 of 11 from 3. Thornton will launch. The open 3 falls.
Hand on the basketball, there's a subtle way to do it.
Okay.
Right? As long as you don't let that sauce fly off of it and keep the sauce down.
You remember the fly in the line. I also had a subtle way to throw an elbow into your jaw, maybe perhaps flip your knee on the way. But I'm just down vague, foggy memories of those days.
Yeah, vague is right. Vague would be right.
Thornton with the 3.
Ohio State, Michigan. I just want everybody to have fun.
I am with you.
Here's Bruce Thornton.
Bruce Thornton directing traffic here. Exactly what he wants.
Lane for himself.
I like Jake Diebler getting after these guys. When you give your players a green light on the offensive end, you can command effort on the defensive end. With Rutgers and Ohio State, I can't wait. And tell you what, Rutgers is heading out to that Players Era Invitational. And it's some heavyweights out there.
Yeah, it's loaded out there.
I think Steve Michael, them coming off an upset at Kennesaw State. Church leagues, guys, can't take care of the ball like that.
Marcus Hull inside. It's been a rough night for Marcus Hull. Just 1 for 5. Having a hard time getting space inside.
You can tell he's going to be a problem in the Horizon League because they won't have Devin Royals and Evan Mahaffey's in that league.
The skip to Thornton for 3, and Thornton
In here, but I'm going to be waiting at the rim.
Great back door to Thornton, and the chance for Nebraska. Coming into the game, head coach Jake Diebler told us that he wasn't all that concerned about foul trouble because he has the depth to withstand it. He wants his perimeter defenders especially to be more aggressive. Thornton here, aggressive, getting into the paint. Now Pitt still shooting well here, very efficient on offense, but it seems like they're losing track position to Ohio State.
Well, if you're going to let him get to his left hand, then he's going to attack the rim and get as downhill as he can. It's coming out was outstanding for Ohio State. And then what's really stood out is Pitt's ability to stick with the game plan and attack the rim that's gotten him back in this game.
Mahaffey stripping it from Graham. Thornton sizing up the 3 and he charges it. Tournament championship game. He made the all-tournament team. The lead for the Buckeyes now at 10. Thornton going over the top club. Mobley, the freshman. Tipped right to Parrish. And a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Thornton won't waste any as he charges it.
He must have really turned it over, but wow. Just a critical turnover with 4:39 to go.
Anybody have momentum? Any kind of swing in that regard?
I just think it's wide open. Whoever makes plays, the Buckeyes have been effective moving it side to side, taking jumpers. That's what they're known for. Pitt able to get downhill.
4 on the shot clock. Thornton over-legged.
They're just turning this on. It was a 9-6 game. And Bruce Thornton with under on him.
I mean, Micah Parrish is a good defensive player. He's come over from a good defensive program. Jacoby Gillespie, 38% three-point shooter. You go under, and he just burns it on you.
He's hit 4 from beyond the arc tonight. Thornton, a nice take.
7 games in, not counting the night. 5 games of 3 threes or more. He's taken a bunch of attempts. Only 1 game where he's been under 40% from 3.
And that's what you got. Young left alone.
Maryland just gone ice cold from 3. They're 2 of 12 from 3 in the second half.
One of the most powerful guards in the Big Ten, Bruce Thornton, set as he goes to the bench. And Parks comes in right into the body of Parks. He holds his own in the rebound for the Buckeyes with Micah Parrish.
With Bradshaw being out, Parks is going to have to play a much bigger role for the front line of the Buckeyes.
Aaron Bradshaw, the starting center for Ohio State, out for a 5th straight game. Not participating team activities right now. Same spot.
Notre Dame, I mean, he can really fill it up.
And a lot of discussions of, is he the best freshman in the country? And is he the best player in the country, period? Dylan Harper.
He's right there in the conversation. I'm sure Cooper Flagg is maybe top of that list, but Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey are in the conversation for sure.
Now Rutgers showing that zone look again. It came out of the first time out in this look. And Mahaffey juggled it. Extra pass, Thornton. Open 3.
I look at her now. 23 points at Eastern Michigan. Coming off that broken foot. Trying to find his rhythm. That will certainly help.
And led the MAC last year with that big scoring number you mentioned. His best so far was the 7 points he scored in Vegas against Notre Dame. Thornton killed the dribble, leans in, found a way.
Tell you what.
Down to 6 on the shot clock. Johnson can't hit it. Offensive rebound, Parks.
I go right back to Parks. Let him work on Somerville a little bit.
It's Thornton to that sweet spot 3 times today.
Attacking the zone defense.
Big to big with one of their best scoring bigs on the bench. It is their best scoring big on the bench. Devin Royal with the 2 fouls. Thornton for 3.
Harper in space and allow them to attack their individual defender. That's really good action that time by the Scarlet Knights.
Well, that combo 2 of 10 in the first half. A hit from Bailey to begin the second half. Ohio State led by Thornton in the first half with 14 points. Right back to him. Sweet feet on the runner.
For Durkat.
And Thornton jumps the passing lane. He's one-on-one with Acuff, rising up for the slide.
Plays, and he has 5 blocks in a day, but also his ability to deter so many shots as we watch.
That's Mobley who thought about a 3 over to Thornton. He's open. Ohio State.
Well, Ohio State fortunate that time, Jack, in terms of not locating Schmidt quickly in the possession.
Thornton slashing into the ring.
I didn't know if he's going to be able to catch that.
Now Shaw trying to set up some offense by himself and left it short.
Yeah, I don't like that by Shaw. You got Parks guarding you. You got to take him off the bounce.
Thornton, baseline jumper, tough shot, yes sir.
Royal recognizing that.
And now Royal bodying up on the defensive end, and he gets the stop. Mahaffey with the ball.
What a box out by Bruce Thornton.
I saw that too.
Boy, Sepp trying to get in position. Thornton doesn't allow it.
And now Thornton gets the basketball high off the glass. And Thornton
wants to win badly, wants to do well. So you can see him frustrated with himself having to go to the bench.
Now Thornton to the basket. Nice little pause. And that just has not been the case tonight. 21 points on Saturday against Central Michigan. He had 20 points in 24 minutes before that against Drake, and he was lighting it up in that second half. And a little cool off in Columbus. And now Thornton
getting free. Screen the screener deal. Nice slip.
Up and under. Nice drive. Here's Thornton on the dribble. Brea on him. Thornton found an avenue.
Pretty.
Got it.
Nice job using that screen. Robinson's got to pay attention. Mobley's very good screen and then gets free.
Thornton not a runner. Got it.
Oh, he is tough. Took that hit and delivered.
Ohio State playing with an 8-point lead here. Under 3 minutes in the half.
The same play where they back screen and then pop.
Left hand. Got it.
Pretty.
Good looking shot by Mahaffey.
Evan.
Parrish ends up with it at any rate. Thornton strong to the rack. Up and in.
And he knew the big guy was looming. Big effort by Shaw.
Thornton forces one up and in.
Wow. He came all the way out to the top of the key. Would have been a great kick 3. Pretty good offensive.
Nice the extra pass to Thornton. Buries the 3. Thornton trying to get by Owe. Off the window and one.
And he drove to the right because Mobley's got his guy locked up in the corner. So you sort of pick what's going to hurt you. And you see that over here on the other side. That's Mobley in that area. The little blow by. And Butler just couldn't really stunt and help. They're riding the right side because Mobley's got guys locked over there. Butler looking to help this time.
Thornton from the free throw line. Got it. Thornton's been the offensive catalyst for the Buckeyes in this half. He's running out of real estate right now. He's just going to fade and score.
How about the presence of mind? For Kentucky, stayed at home on the shooters. Be the guys, just an outstanding offensive play.
All kinds of traffic in there. Looked like Times Square, and then boom. There's a block by Thornton.
Looking around confused.
Thornton will pull and hits.
He plays with great pace, doesn't have supreme wiggle, but he does have great pace. And Coach Graves talked about that pocket pass and how vital that was going to be for Indiana State.
Trying to find those seams off the pick and rolls. Thornton got it and one.
Mobley pick and rolls. I love Jake Diebler doing that because he really, the last part of his game is passing off the pick and roll. He's got Big Ten Player of the Year at some point written all over him.
Makes the extra pass to Thornton here and relocates top of the key. Thornton bulldogging for two.
Situation, you know, if you're Marcus Harding, maybe play on that wing ball screen where you've had so much success swinging instead of attacking Aaron Bradshaw there.
Teal defending Thornton. That's an easy ride. That's money.
Out losses. And I think that's both great for Bruce Thornton, but also I think you see that's the reason why John Mobley is getting so many reps with the pick and roll, because he is so talented at that. And when you take away Bruce Thornton, having that secondary guard and tertiary guard with Kent Glover is going to be huge for the Buckeyes.
Thornton will fire for three and connect again. Approaching the 1 minute mark. It's a two for Mobley. Came up short. Stewart on the offensive glass again. Out to Thornton for three. And the brand of Bruce. Indiana State now 11 for 14 at the line. Trying to move to 9-4 on the year. Playing their first power conference game. Thornton Curley. Scanning. Hesitates. Got it and one.
A nice person. He is not a nice guy, man. He is trying to rip the rim down.
Thornton close at home. We saw Bradshaw
rolling. That's going to open up shots for John Mobley, too. For Devin Royal, we know that. So Bruce Thornton in a good place going into conference play. That is tough. Oh, my gosh. There's no holes. There's no holes in his game. And, you know, I don't know what his NBA prospects are exactly, but guys like that are the ones that the NBA needs. He just brings so much. It can help a team right now.
And Jake Diebler loves that he doesn't turn it over. He's got one today. No call. Thornton still operating and scoring again.
Big Ten when that game slows down, especially with the guard play, the quality that Ohio State has.
Steal from Mahafey. Ohio State waiting. Mahafey now attacking with 2 to go. And backing out. Glover's got 15 season high for him. 6th-year senior. Started his career at Florida, 2 seasons there. 2 seasons at Samford.
Told me at the shoot around today that top of the arc, nice jumper for Thornton. Hopefully that Parrish comes in now. Royal with Thornton. He'll drive. Pull up 16 straight away. Count it. And
so he's the award winner. Nice fake there from Thornton. The floater. Beautiful. Good. Against Parrish. Tough pass. Fox found it. Wild shot. 5-on-4 for the Buckeyes. Mobley off the fake. Sets up Thornton. Corner 3. Yes. Excellent. Maybe that'll get him rolling. Great play from Mike Mitchell Jr., who is barking at him on the way down the floor. It's a great find to the leading scorer. It's us our 17th lead change. Thornton in traffic. Man, was that crafty. Now we play 5 more minutes. Ohio State at the foul line tonight. 20 out of 24. The Gophers 10 out of 23. 13 missed free throws. Huge for Minnesota tonight.
And Dawson Garcia fouled out at the end of regulation.
Thornton lets it fly. And that's it fall, but Royal to clean it up.
Thornton for 3. And Ohio State off to a triple.
Really good move.
Backing up Mobley's 3. Grazes the rim. Devin Royal with the offensive rebound.
Dana Altman not happy with that offensive rebound for Royal.
There's Thornton. 2 seconds. Thornton with the pivot and the finish.
The neon green light to shoot from the Ohio State logo. We've seen it.
Thornton around the screen from Bradshaw. Holding off his defender, Barthelemy. That's a 7 to shoot. Barthelemy on the drive. High off the window, and a good box out by Colin White.
Yeah, Colin White did a good job. Brandon Angel had an advantage on the backside. Couldn't get to it.
Now Thornton. Running inside. There's that physicality for Bruce Thornton. Buckeyes by 7. The largest lead in this game is 8. Thornton makes it a 9-point game and gives the...
But Cook had great position in that box. Dana Altman is okay with that.
Thornton against Angel. Step back 3 for Thornton. Oh, he cleared some space with the jab. Overtime, they get fouled, they tie it up, and then a burst to start the double OT, and then they hang on through a Minnesota Furious rally at the end of double OT to get the road win. Doesn't get a lot easier. They go to Wisconsin next, then Indiana, then at Purdue.
Everybody's going to have one of these stretches in the Big Ten this season.
And Thornton trying to...
Good alliteration there, Kevin. Biddle battle.
A biddle battle.
That's good. Devin Roy's been really quiet. Get on the offensive glass and get going.
Shot fake. Thornton. Runner drops.
Bruce Thornton trying to get open. There he is. Little pull up. See if that gets him going.
Great play. Give it the jumper for a reason. Somehow you got to figure out a way to work your way in that paint or get on the offensive glass. But show some effort.
Thornton left open. Good start for his second half. And see if Ohio State can build from here.
Buckeyes look a little bit quicker in terms of their pace, initiating their offense. And that increased pace is good. You want that type of energy.
Thornton looking to make it 2 buckets to get started, and that's just what he does.
It's not an accident.
Brown left open, winds it up, and the rebound is Stewart.
It's actually favoring the Buckeyes right now, this up and down pace.
Parrish up and under, back out to Thornton. 3. Got it.
That's beer face material right there. Goodness gracious.
Colin White could not answer. Everybody in the Kohl Center had the same reaction.
Oh, man.
Bruce Thornton, foot up.
He gets the basketball, gets his freshman.
Oh, what a block there.
Good defense that time.
Egovan after going to the free throw line with the D. Thornton all the way in.
Look where the defense is. It just cannot get there in time to help at all.
Thornton, after that really nice start, Steve, has been quiet in the second half.
Thornton puts it on the deck, gets to the hole, elevates in traffic, and knocks it down.
And that's...
New shot clock of IU. Great help by Parrish. Mahaffey. Now Parrish feeling it, kicks it, straight away Thornton. Good.
His spacing. Because if he's on the side with Barlow, now you can't dig in as much. And he allows the court to have some room, and that's not showing his in-between game with the pull-up off the dribble.
I was thinking about that with Michigan State after watching him last week. If he put Frankie Fiddler in the starting lineup to start on the state Final Four team 4 straight years. So I go up into, I'm going to tell you that story in a minute. Okay. Here's White. Drop. Going in and out dribble. Pushes off 14-footer. Count it. Nice lead. Goody. 16-footer. Too close.
But I like the play, though. You go back to him after knocking down one in transition.
Thornton has to stay aggressive. 11-footer in the paint is good.
Penalty.
Parrish. See if they go back to him. Thornton, pull-up jumper. And good. Indiana back up by a point, 74-73. Thornton. A lot of dribbling. 10 to shoot. Thornton driving. Double cut.
Glover back to Thornton. And finally gets on the board in the final seconds of the first half. It's good to see John Mobley back on the bench. He got scratched in the eye by Caleb First in that first half. Had to go back to the locker room. We'll see if he's ready to come back in at some point. Thornton hit one at the end of the first half. He's going to start the
pass, and Micah Parrish saves a layup.
It actually goes against Glover, so Parrish stays at 3 fouls. Glover's at 2. Big break there for Ohio State with the way Parrish has come out in this second half, up to 11 points. And he's 3 for 5 from downtown. Mobley set to check in next to that ball. That's a great sign for the Buckeyes. Glover keeps the dribble alive. Now it's Thornton with 10. Smith steps up. Double cross. Thornton dances. Had it stripped. Outside Parrish. Going to have to bail him out again. Thornton gets it off in time and
start hitting those threes early. One of the most prolific three-point shooting teams.
Ohio State's had some impressive defensive stops here early on. See if they can build on that.
Wes Glover on the floor for the first time for the Buckeyes. Thornton fouled and won. Sanford leads in. Nice job. Thornton just being vertical.
Yep. Thornton getting into his legs, so Sanford couldn't get that elevation there.
Struggles continue for Peyton Sanford, now 3 for 12 from the floor. Thornton 3 on the other end.
Yeah, I thought Owen Freeman, I think Freeman needs to get a touch. He was really good in the first half, 11.7 rebounds, but hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities in the second half.
Just 1 point in the second half for Owen Freeman.
Hayden just looks like a different player after scoring those 2 buckets.
Thornton, shot clock winding down.
2-1 Bradshaw feeling good about himself. You're going to need him down the stretch here.
With all the bigs that are in this conference.
Yes.
Got a tough schedule coming up, too. At Penn State, at Illinois, Maryland at home. That's their next 3.
Yeah.
You're talking about some bigs.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thornton.
Here's Bruce Thornton with the answer.
7 of his last 20 from 3, though, so to see one go in is really important for a guy who really 74% of his shots come from 3. So if that's where your bread's buttered, you gotta hope you make some early.
Thornton pulls the string.
That's really all coaches want, is just consistent calls.
What's the strike zone?
Right.
Thornton steps around Enza and puts it in.
Still have to go to LA. That's a tough trip going out there out west, but there are opportunities here for them.
Just another sign right there, I think, that Baldwin is not quite right. He missed an uncontested layup. Parrish, Royal out to Mobley. Thornton, the open man.
Wow. I mean, as you make that argument, there are a lot of other teams that could say the same thing about having more wins, and that's just the way things go, especially in conference play. You got to take care of every possession, value it.
Thornton knocks down another 3 with 19 points. And some full court pressure for Penn State. They haven't been able to do this as much as Mike Rhodes would like because of injuries over the course of the season. Donnie talked about the loss of Puff Johnson earlier this month. Ohio State has lengthened its lead here in the second half. Bruce Thornton swirls.
Schools. He's got it right now,
It's out to Thornton. He fakes, he fires, and drills it home. And
it's a real pleasure to speak to before games.
Illinois made 7 of their last 8 shots. And they got back the 1 miss and made that go with a nice play.
Very confident, and he knows he's going to get some open looks.
Oh, they trap Riley. Make the steal. Thornton will fly in for 2.
Lead you constantly, but with this passing team, it makes sense to get him involved.
See the points in the paint right there. Buckeyes by 8. They've led by 10. 4 minutes gone. The crossover. Thornton triple. Good.
Then to leave Riley alone by himself. Young guy, but he shoots it at plus 32%.
He had 4 threes Thursday up in Lincoln. Thornton, he'll launch a 3. Bullseye. Scorer, leading assist man for the Buckeyes for the season. But today, Devin Royal has put on an offensive display. Look at him work. Boring his way for 2.
You know what I like? He's cleaning up on the offensive glass.
12 points, 13 rebounds. The game of his life, the freshman from just south of Chicago. Thornton sets up 3. Good!
He thought he got hit from behind.
Look at this defense, though. Great help. Thornton builds it up. Close it. Get some juice flowing. And really get some confidence in your offensive game. Again, they got Mobley in the front. Look at this kid. Nice
100 points. Miguel.
Tough shot. He can shoot it, I know. But
he's taking a couple from that area that probably you don't need.
Right, early had 1, too.
Blitzing down for 2, and here comes Ohio.
I guess you wouldn't take him to dinner with your expense account.
No, it would be you'd say, hey, do you mind splitting it?
Typical Syracuse guy.
Okay.
Nickel diamond.
Okay. Thornton for 2.
His middle to skip a room. Well, let's be on the money. Automatic switch here.
Thornton.
He doesn't need.
So if you're Ohio State, the last 7 minutes here goes through Thornton?
It's got to go through Thornton. I think Parrish, too. And there may be a kick out to Mobley. But they've been running that ball. So he's been very good right here. Keep going.
Yeah.
Didn't need.
Rodney Rice had a big 3 earlier in the half. His floater is short. Pulled the string out, and the rebound for Royal.
You got to get Mobley at the logo.
He'll roam to the elbow. Thornton on Gillespie. Got him off balance. Thornton again to a foul.
How about that? He just did.
Rice picks him up.
Look at the help by Reese.
It's a long 3.
Wow.
Good offensive rebound, Parrish. Look out, Larry.
Good hustle.
Thornton on the hop. Gets to his spot and scores.
Unbelievable.
Reese trying to burrow in. He missed short. Rebound, Royal. Mobley. For Thornton. For the lead. Got it!
Got to get Parrish busy. We know Mobley can make that deep shot. They've been running this. Look at this kid.
Thornton turned the corner. That should be a goaltend. They will count it and a foul. Parrish is the inbounder, a very good shooter. Thornton.
And they go zone. Interesting. There's the liability of getting an offensive rebound, too. Nobody's got that checkout responsibility.
Yeah, will Maryland see the ball again? We'll find out. 13 seconds to go. Thornton.
Under 5.
He fires.
10 to shoot for Thornton. Quiet so far. 5 to shoot. Thornton to work. The runner drops. That's evaluation. Going to put a lot on Aaron Bradshaw right now.
This is one where if you're Ohio State, you want the ball right there and let him try to just make a play.
Thornton going to work. Turning the corner on Wooster. Gets to 8 feet and hits the jumper. Wooster. Buchtengel contested 3. Way off the mark.
Nice job defensively by Ohio State of keeping Nebraska exclusively on the perimeter.
Oh, and Thornton leaning into that contact when he... 90 seconds to go until halftime. Thornton trying to find room against Bryce Williams. 10 to shoot. Mobley against Ulis. Mia shows.
Yeah, nicely done.
Now Thornton off the shot fake. Gets to the elbow for a 2.
And that's big. Challenge that shot.
Got it on the way up to avoid it being a goaltend. Thornton in all kinds of traffic. That's just that he puts it up and in.
Ooh. Mobley looked like he might have caught one in the thigh area. Have to keep an eye on it.
Here's Thornton turning the corner all the way to the rim. Bruce Thornton's part. That's the part that always surprises you with a guy like Great Ossibor. You look at him and you think, well, he's not going to have 2 steals a game.
Right, and he's the second in the Big Ten.
Second in the Big Ten.
So, quite a unique talent. I like Breidenbach's willingness to guard on the perimeter.
He plays a ton of minutes.
And that was a good sequence offensively for Washington. Inside out, balls popping. Not one-on-one basketball. Nice job by Washington. Boy, Harris is a problem on the top of that zone.
Long and lean. Thornton, the 3, up and down.
It's Bruce Thornton. Buckeye star stops on a dime, fires, and buries it. At the 9:49 mark of the first half. Lone meeting of the season between these two fierce rivals.
Look at this matchup, too, with the 4 guards out there. They're just really getting after it. Look at Thornton spacing. Thornton tough.
Contested, too.
Ball and seeing it sit on the rim. Nice backdoor cut. Nice defense. Well defended, though.
Michigan turnover, which has been a rarity so far in this game.
Pretty good transition defense, though.
Michigan's had their turnover issues this season. This is Thornton. Little fake. That's what I want to... Fedesiv, the assistant coach, also of Russian descent. He has been a big part of the transition. They've gotten really close over the last year. A young man who has really leaned on the support system.
That at all.
Dale on the fake. Wolf underneath. What a pass to Cheddar, and they get him. That interior Buckeyes defense.
See if Thornton continues the pressure. Yep.
So they cut +1. Wolf, now to Golden.
There he goes. There we go.
Elevates, jump pass, and it's Golden. Misfires Gale. Trying to stick it back.
That was a good set. They got Golden slipping right to the basket. Here he comes again.
Thornton on the attack.
It's Thornton who puts his head down and finds his touch. Bruce Thornton was started every game of his college career. This is game number 97, all with Ohio State. And he's got
to kind of to build on your Bruce Thornton comment of making the NCAA tournament. You know, in clutch situations, that's 5 points or less, 5 minutes or less. He's just 10 of 28 from the field, but pretty much everything else, and he has been dynamite this year. Everywhere. Some of these breakdowns guarding off the basketball have to be pretty alarming for Jake Diebler.
suddenly the lead back to 9.
Good response from the Cats.
Bruce Thornton. Soft touch.
Have not matched the energy that Northwestern has played with.
Not to rain on Northwestern's parade, but they have not lost games in the first half. It's been the second half. Thornton drops that one in.
Score that thing inside. And on top of him and Ty Berry giving him great offense, 23 bench points for Northwestern. Other guys have contributed.
Which is something that's been lacking for Northwestern since injuries have turned the corner on these guys.
8 to shoot for Thornton. Over Daly. Book it. Well, you knew he had Lee Jr. Both ends of the floor, Bird. Magnificent. 23-18, UCLA. Back in by Parks. Gets rid of it to Thornton. Trying to fight through. He does. Drives and scores. It's going to count. You like the toughness of this game? You think you'd fit in here? I think so. I would agree. Boy, tough-minded kids guarding.
Don't think it's coming easy.
Sean Stewart is back in. Thornton, hop step. That is nifty.
How about that? That's
grenade and converted. 44-37. UCLA.
an empty side here.
Thornton, his jumper, bottom.
A little late screen by Stewart.
Working around the horn. Johnson lines it up. It was online, but too strong. Thornton shifting gears.
Pretty because the big guy didn't get back in time. Took advantage. Just extraordinary.
We're down to 1:16 on the clock. Mobley breaks free. Off the double team. Kick. Thornton. Shot clock at 3. Down to 2. Thornton, the runner, goes.
Thornton sidesteps into another tough shot. And
from the basket. It's not like he's a threat out there.
So Thornton, after a rest, back into the game.
Start that high ball streak really high, almost at half court.
In the mid-range, giving Claude a little take.
To stand him up, and then Mahaffey from the weak side. Good defensive stand there for Ohio State.
Mobley in a tight corner. Yates taking the assignment. Boy, you know,
Thornton's one of them. Do not get sped up. They just read what the defense is doing and make the appropriate decision and play.
Now Claude goes down trying to split the defense, and here comes Mahaffey. Open, Thornton, 3. You say, well, you know, 4 guys scoring in double figures. They've got 3 almost in this first half. Mobley's got 8, Parrish has 9.
Which means they're moving bodies and moving the ball. Thornton again.
Yeah, Nebraska loads up. They like the pack line defense, and so if you're trying to go one-on-one, that's more than a notion.
Thornton wins in one-on-one there just outside the line.
Sleep on Ohio State. This team's coming out with some intensity. Both teams understanding what's on the line here this evening.
And that's being right on the right side of the bubble. The projections today, the final 4 in, include both the Buckeyes and the Cornhuskers. Thornton, and he's got a quick 7 points.
Ball at a career-high clip this season, but that's where he butters his bread on the glass and doing the dirty work.
Keeping Nebraska close, only down 5. Thornton one-on-one against the Seagen. Second time tonight he's hit that shot. Hit an early 3. Thornton, pull up. Each star already has a buck in.
Well, that's a break for Ohio State.
Seagen. Chip back in. Well, that was a good look by Wooster. Parrish 1-on-3. He'll slow it back down. Ohio State trailed 2 times in this second half after leading by 6 at halftime. They've got the lead back up to 8. Their leader has been the man with the ball, Thornton, and he's got 2 more. Ohio State keeping Nebraska at arm's length as the Huskers continue to try and come back. They've led 2 different times here early in the second half. Thornton, quick move to the basket, and a tough shot right over
on Gary. Junkyard dog on the spot.
Gary and Williams have combined for 45 points tonight. Thornton with his team up 5. That's a tough shot. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Ohio State, a lot of uphill work to do now. 1:45 left in overtime.
You see, they got Mobley, kind of a decoy here.
That's a great look for Thornton, and he knocks it down.
Ukingel is still guarding Devin Royal. Let's see if Ohio State goes back to that matchup.
Thornton 1 assist away from a double-double. Mobley double team back to Thornton. 8 to shoot. Got to the lane, and he got 2 points. Down by 1 here in double overtime. 1:41 left. Keep in mind, Indiana lost to Oregon tonight, so if Ohio State hangs on, they'll be tied with the Hoosiers there, taking on Indiana in Bloomington over the weekend. Devin Royal back to Thornton. This would be huge.
Getting away with the travel, skips it to Thornton. Still got time to shoot. Thornton, tough floater as he knifes his way in. Sneaking in for the steal for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, Galloway gave it to him down by his ankles. Just a tough catch for Renew the first time.
Ohio State scoreless in 2.5 minutes. Who do they turn to? The freshman Mobley, now to Thornton. He's been their catalyst, and he sticks it from deep.
Shoot. Step back three. Oh, in. Sanford not afraid to shoot. And a rebound, Bradshaw. Thornton foot on the gas. Turnaround. Makes it look easy. Next back in. 3 fouls, but he leads Iowa with 5 rebounds. Fran McCaffrey talking this morning about the importance of hanging in the rebound game, even though Iowa lacks size. And right now, Dembele has been the best one. Thornton, shake and bake, fade away. Second time he's Robbie. He's gone down and gotten up Winston. Bryce Sanford checks back in. Coming off his first double-double on Sunday in Lincoln. Thornton, pull up. Well, he's got the lane through.
He's starting to impact the way Iowa's running offense. And they're really getting into the ball and taking things away.
Ohio State with a chance to take a lead for the first time here in the second half. Thornton gives it up to Royal. Almost had it taken away. Thornton fade away. Buckeyes on top.
Brock Harding wins that matchup, but even more impressive was the adjustment, keeping it with the right hand and finishing over the top.
Mobley goes down. Thornton only has 5 to shoot, guarded by Harding. Fade away. 5 to shoot. Sanford. Well short. Ohio State's got to hustle. Thornton. And 1.
They needed a turnover.
8 Iowa turnovers get nervy for the Hawkeyes. Buckeyes only down 4. Thornton almost went down. Pull up.